Hey guys, Ashish from .in here. And in this module, we're going to go over our admin reports. And the first report that we want to go over here is the individual. To access the individual reports, you can just go to the report section, the bottom of the menu, click on individual. So as new candidates, for example, flow through, this is where you'll see them start to populate. As we can see the name and email, we can see a timestamp here, and also we can tell that they've gone through their image-based assessment and uploaded a resume. By clicking on action, we can pull up their profile, and in the summary view, which is the first tab that comes up, we quickly see that their working style is highlighted on top under Holland's Occupational Insights. This individual is conventional. I can highlight the mouse, look at the ranking, which is 40% here, click on the node and read the description. You can also get deeper insights here in terms of how to engage with this personality type. And similarly, we can switch through the other attributes here. I can open the next section here, which is a learning style as expressed in Gartner's multiple intelligence model. And here we see logical mathematical, for example, is one of the strongest qualities at 40%. And we can also click through and see the other distributions as well. The learning style is important because this is how an individual communicates and receives information and can be used to help build synergistic teams as well. Here we see the dominant attributes. These are the qualities, the positive traits that this individual brings to the team. For each one of these ranked 1 through 5, we also have compatibility attributes where we can start to build synergistic teams by finding which qualities in individuals are compatible within the team. To gain more actionable insights, you can click on the engagement style, and these insights will help to show how to email, how to communicate in the workplace, and also some of the best tools to use. You can also take a look at what kinds of incentive programs might work best under categories training, compensation benefit, and employee engagement. We can also see what types of employment opportunities might be best for this individual. In this case, we're mapped to high-level categories, but these can also be customized based on specific requirements. The last tab is workplace values. These are the overall impacts or positive impacts this individual would make towards the workplace culture by looking for individuals, for example, that have attention to detail. It could be a great way to bring certain qualities into your teams as well. Now that we've seen how an individual's report looks, we can take a look at a group of individuals by looking at our team reports. By simply selecting individuals, we can build a grid and project a team's potential synergy. I'll take the first 10, I'll generate the report, and here I can tell based on this heat map which individuals might be most synergistic. For example, we'll take a darker tile here. And it looks like we almost have a perfect overlap here between these two individuals, which would be rare in real life in a demo environment. Sometimes we do see this. Again, you'll see their overlap here. By clicking on each individual, you can show their particular synergy or overlap. And then if we take a look at a less synergistic opportunity here, we can see between these two individuals that you see a bit more divergence, larger differences between qualities that are being expressed here. Again, we can click and see the two data points, and the same for their learning style here as well. But on a high level, looking at an overall team and the heat map allows us to start to find opportunities where we can build synergistic teams and also look for opportunities where we might proactively use coaching and mentoring to help individuals communicate better. Once we have a team report, the next component is ideal models. An ideal model is a golden standard, if you will, and it becomes the qualities that will be used then to measure incoming candidates against. And we can do this in one of two ways. You can have a out of the box or template based model, which requires simply a job title and description, and the output becomes a profile that we've leveraged against open source databases covering pretty much every job in the US. And if you want more details, please refer to the sales presentation. And the other option is to use top users, and the top users would be tagged based upon your top performers. In this case, I'm going to show you guys how the out-of-the-box model works by simply taking a job title and description for a sales executive, and this is just the average description from Monster here. Probably take it till about this point here. And I'm just going to paste that into the model. Okay, so now in our ideal model section, we see our sales executive here, and let's take a look at what the model comes out to be like. Here, the first quality that we see is enterprising. And enterprising comes up at 32%, which makes sense. Typically, a sales executive needs to be somebody who's energetic, who can get the buy-in from somebody both internally and externally. So that does make sense. We see that investigative comes up as well, and that's at about 12%. And it makes sense for somebody to be able to solve problems and dive deep to get those answers. Conventional is based on thinking in terms of structure. So we can see that overall, this model makes sense for a role like a sales executive. If we look at their learning style, verbal linguistic intelligence comes up high, and interpersonal intelligence comes up high as well. So this model itself now can be leveraged in our prioritization use case. So if we go to prioritize list, and if we are able to grab, we'll just grab the first 10 folks here, and then find our model. Now we can generate a report based on that model we just built. And here we can see the folks that are the closest. And in cases where we have resume, you'll see 3 particular scores that make up the overall score. You'll see cultural alignment, technical alignment, and you would even potentially see team fit if we were to add a team to this particular model. So this allows for a combined score to be used, and that score can be then leveraged to focus on which individuals to interview first, for example. For each individual, you can also see a quick insight report, which is a great report for hiring managers. And as it downloads, we can open it here and now take a look at the overall score, cultural technical scores, top working styles, learning style, workplace value. So very quick summary of this individual. And then you can also gain insights in terms of incentives, which might help with onboarding as well. In addition to a quick insight report, you can also take a look at a detailed report, which now can be even shared with the candidate and also gives a deeper understanding of all attributes and engagement as well. And that report is a lot more detailed. And feel free to reach out for any samples in case they would help you out. So now that we've seen both the ideal model and the prioritization workflow, the next component here would be to take a look at our particular jobs. If we go into the hire the best fit tab, now we can actually start to see what the sourcing workflows might look like. So if I go to add, and again, I can look for a sales executive, and I'll use the same job title description to simulate building this model as you were creating a job. And here we can actually choose our existing profile as well. Now we can actually go and see what the system finds by selecting country, state, city. So here we can say and then we can select sales executive. And create task. While the system comes back, we can also, at this point, add any active candidates through upload resume. As this process can take 5 to 15 minutes or so, depending upon the volume of search, I can give you an example of a completed result here for a job title welder. And as you see, the cultural score and the technical alignment based on these individuals' profiles, these are again passive candidates sourced from a database of 340 million worldwide profiles. You can have a prioritization here where if we look at the full list, you'll see as you go down, the scores will progressively decrease. So this allows you to focus on these top passive candidates. And you can always click through to their LinkedIn profile and engage these individuals directly. Then as we have the opportunity to bring in some of our users, for example, if these individuals had come through with resumes, we could take a look at our shortlist here as well. And this shows those individuals ranked against the ideal model and have the ability to pull the quick insights and the detailed reports as well. I hope that this gave you a bit of an overview in terms of the overall admin components, the talent analytics, the reports, and some of the prioritization workflows. We're here to help. If you have any questions, please contact us at info@.in.us. Thank you.